ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCG Esports as we bring you another Counter Strike 2 matchup from the ESEA Season 51 Advanced League. CCG right now not off to a great start, but they're standing looking like 2-7 as they face off against a new team today. Which is going to be MarcaRegistrada, and they will be facing off them on Ancient. Yet again, their last visit on this map did not particularly end well for them, Zane. But do we expect a different result this time?
I'm always hoping to get some better results out from CCG, as they have proven themselves to be quite strong, hard to fall down. Previous times, old CCG roster have proven us that they can make a comeback, and I kind of believe in new CCG roster as well. They might have not the best start in this tournament yet, but I'm hoping for that one pinch of boost that they need to actually get back into the game and get back into the action. They are looking really bad right now in terms of standing. They're at number 57 with -5 score line. Only 2 games won and 7 lost so far in this tournament. As we go into the pistol run on this game, we see Treehan taking down Jordani, Medusa taking down Treehan, and Hype King will take the immediate trade onto Medusa as well, making it a 3v3, but the bomb's already planted. A CCG retake is on here. Kraken coming out with dual bird. I guess he will get one. Gonna get out another one, and that is a double headshot with dual Beretta. You didn't want to take a duel with the dual Beretta up this close. Now down to the last person alive, and CCG might have just secured themselves a pistol round while we were trying to talk about how we are feeling about this game. Inflict.
Yeah, good start from CCG and a very mandatory one. As you said, there's just perhaps a little bit of a confidence boost that they've sort of been missing because a lot of these games, not most of them, but still quite a few of them have been arguably close in terms of at least the rounds that CCG were playing, where a lot of the times it came down to just two versus twos, where they were just not able to close things out. Their mid round adjustments weren't up to par. Their starts were lackluster a little bit as well. Eventually, they got the gist of their opposing teams, but it usually was a little bit too late. Their score lines were pretty messed up for by the time they started to mount a comeback. But now CCG is starting off on a strong foot. They're gonna have a proper buy to work with here. Three SMG is still on board, and it seems like their opposing side is gonna go for a force buy here as well, since they did get the bomb down. So they're gonna invest all of that money in purchasing a couple of Galils and three SMGs on their side as well.
A lot of money used on this round, a bit of something that you don't expect. A force buy, hoping to actually win this round, take it away from CCG, forcing them in an economical weird point. But Fearless Bill comes in with a great flash coming in from Treehan,
Oh.
finds Triple there, and Quadra found. CCG only loses one this round, but takes away everything from Marca here. CCG off to a very, very great start in this ancient map on the CT side.
Yeah, and now they're looking prime to head off to an even better start. They can likely win out this third round as well, since well the T side practically invested all of their resources into the last round. So now they have nothing to work with except a couple of pistols. But they got a little bit a nice little upgrade out of the last round as well. They were able to pick up a Galil. Only lost one player, so their economy isn't gonna take too big a hit. So but they are gonna reinvest proper into the one player that did die as they upgrade that guy onto an M4. A lot of utility online as well, but that Deagle is going to be the first one that connects. Kraken does equalize it out. The nade should do a lot of damage. In fact, it finds a kill, but Kraken going to back off as Icarus steps in to take care of the slack and finds the last three. A quick third round for CCG on board.
CCG starting out this ancient map very, very strong. Something a lot different than what we saw them playing yesterday. They started on CT previously with Drugs and Pugs in the same map, but they have after winning the knife, they have lost the pistol round, and they have lost 7 rounds straight. on the first half. But this time around, they're going to be winning 3 rounds straight up. But now a full buy coming in from the side of the terrorist side, Marca. They are going to try to retaliate and they're going to try to find themselves around. CCG very aggressively pushing down the mid lane here. Maybe going to try to find a few kills. Going to be able to find 2 frags,
No.
3 frags connecting up. And that's a lot of frags going in the favor of CCG. Fearless Beetle rushing in. And that's very aggressive CCG coming in today. Not the defensive ones that we've seen previously. Only one man left, and it is going to be Majestics up against Beetle, Treehan, and Kraken, the powerful force of CCG that has been shutting them down from the very beginning of the game.
Beetle loses that fight. It's gonna give Majestics an opening onto the side, but will it even be necessary as Kraken? He is trying to corner him, but gets shut down. A nice little headshot. As Majestics, he's gonna make his run for the A side. Freehand hears him. The audio cue has been given away. The bomb is gonna get planted though. He will not be able to delay that. No utility on the side of Freehand. The last flash utilized as well, but Majestics just walks into the crosshair off that op, and that's a fourth round. Not a comfortable win, but a round win secured. That's 4-0. The economy, on the other hand, it wasn't that great, but the loss bonuses are far better on the T side than they are on the CT side, so they should be able to go for proper buys in this one. Maybe compromise a little bit on the economy that they have. On the other hand, though, having lost so many players, they're gonna CCG are gonna have to reinvest quite a lot. Still have some money in the reserves, but it will fade away quite quickly if they decide if they start to lose rounds, which so far they haven't done so impressively.
Yep, and this time around, CCG's economical balance, if we look at that standpoint, is really really good. Previously, we saw them even after winning the round, their economy wasn't looking really really good, but this time around, it's looking good. A TK comes in from Jordani. Medusa
Oh,
gets taken out from his own team. The comms would not be very great on their Discord right now. Treehan takes out Jordani here, making it 2, and now with the gun invested with the last bit of penny that they had from the side of Marca, they're not going to be happy with the results here. As only 3 members alive right now, looking to get as much as information as they can throughout the map. As we see, all 3 members are scattered around all the way to B, mid, and A.
now CCG, they know they have the advantage, so we mentioned that they are playing quite proactively in this game so far, but now they slow things down. They don't need to take any fights aggressively. They just take what's given to them, and that's exactly what Trehan does. AMC peeks out, gets shut down, and there's absolutely nothing much that MarcaRegistrada can do about it. No trades to be taken. Both of the remaining players quite far from each other as well, and B1, he's practically just around the corner from his death. Peeks out one bullet, and even in his feet, and he's done for. Kraken would be his easiest fight till date, perhaps. But Majestics falls, and that's gonna leave B1 alive with just 7 HP to work with at 20 seconds on the clock. Maybe he wants to save that AK, but he's way too far deep into middle, and it's a very dangerous place to be in. He has way too many angles to care for. Kraken eventually gonna start to investigate and shuts him down. There's the fifth round on board. CCG looking to dominate in the first half, and sure, Ancient is a CT-sided map, but we having seen CCG's recent performances, I was not expecting such a blowout to kick things off.
Yep. As I mentioned, I'm always hopeful for CCG. Just needing that one little punch to move on. Maybe we had enough punches. Now it's time to punch back, and looks like we're going out strong on the very first half here, in terms of punching back. And watching CCG's recent performances, one thing I can say safely say is their performances on the CT on this particular map wasn't very exceptionally good. Freehand finds yet another one. This op is proving to be quite valuable for CCG, which is a substantial improvement compared to the past. But yeah, as I was saying, CCG has not been able to play their best at the CT side, but on the T side, oh, Fearless Beetle, you spoil me getting that 3K down in the mid. What an aggressive push coming in from this man. And CCG, how aggressive are you gonna be on the defensive side? It's just super amazing. And now the last person surviving is too deep inside, invested in. all the way inside, but Freehand is ready. It's just like you don't have any holes to exploit. CCG are covering everything up, everything, checking every corner. Ancient is such a big map, but nothing is being left out by CCG today in Flick. What can they do?
Well, CCG, whatever they're doing, that's fine. They don't need to change that. It's working out absolutely perfectly. That's a flawless round win, and their economy now absolutely flourishing. But on the other hand, oh, it's not looking good for MarcaRegistrada. They're practically forcing everything every round, and you can see they're gonna do so again with four Galils. One player on Tech 9. I'm not entirely sure what's the decision making there. Perhaps they're saving up for an off to try
Oh,
and do some damage afterwards behind that. But maybe they need to take a round, let their economy build up a little bit, and have some proper utility to work with AKs and that singular op that they likely have in the next round. But so far, CCG having no trouble whatsoever in shutting those players down. Medusa already fallen very swiftly into this round, and a couple of players just outside the B side. They will eventually greet Hype King, but before that, it's going to be Treehand that says hello. He's found one. Kraken does try to find an equalizer, but it's still a man advantage in that CCG withhold. A 2-2 split so far. One actually over towards middle, but that player is going to rotate all the way back over as well. Hype King gets one. He's going to look for more, getting rushed in, but he has the help necessary available. Fearless Beetle picks up the slack, and that's now all come down to B1. It should be the 7th round on board with ease for CCG, and they are still yet to lose a single.
CCG, one thing they're doing really, really good here is they're playing as a team. You see how they're covering each other, which we were hoping for desperately in previous matches. I feel like they have practiced a lot in the past week, and they have fixed quite a lot of things. Pretty impressive performances from them here on out. Treehand trying to stop the C4 getting planted, but it's not going to be stopped. Icarus comes in, it takes him down, but they're going to get a defuse on their half. CCG, one thing that I was mentioning previously is one thing I know for sure, watching the stats from the previous game, is that they haven't won much rounds. They haven't done much in the CT side, but T side, they have shown us quite a bit of performances even at the darkest stages of our ESEA League journey so far. So I'm kind of hopeful, even though the ancient map is CT sided, once they switch side, they're gonna be able to perform good and secure this map on from the terrorist side. But so far, it looks like they're gonna actually go for a flawless first half. I hope I don't curse it. But a one thing I want to mention in the previous round is Trihen picking up a rifle, going to be long, and then taking a peek, inflicting them damage on the opponent, getting a kill, and then he comes back and then switches out to that with that rifle to the op. So he receives some damage in the process in the trade, but it doesn't matter because he's an opper. So he can take damage and stay behind with that op. So that's an amazing play by CCG that I really admire.
He's looking to deal more damage. They're just around the
Oh,
corner, walks in, easy frag. Nothing to be done about it by Marca Registrada. They're just letting these kills fly away, and CCG primed to get their 8th on board. And so far, they've been dealt terrible cards by the end score lines. By the end of the first halves, have not looked great for CCU, but they have literally turned the table on it. Today, it's like a night and day right now from the last game to this. CCG, they're a whole different team right now. They're playing aggressively. They're playing together, and whatever fight they take, it's just working out. There's so many 2Ks, 3Ks that are going in their favor, and Kraken just delivers another. And now it's all come down to AMC. The bomb is dropped. Practically nothing to be done about it. He goes out wide. There's two players in front of him. He won't even find a single one, and that's an 8-0 score line for CCG to start off the map, and we still have 4 more rounds in the first half.
it just feels like we're seeing a new roster in the new roster. It just feels completely different. CCG, they're super aggressive, which I absolutely love. The players, they probably got their potentials out. Like, hey, we're good at taking gunfights. We're gonna, instead of them taking the fight to us, we're gonna take the fight to them every single time. And we see a absolutely great rushes coming in from them every single time, just finding one, two, every single player just popping off every single round. We look at the score line. Freehand with the double digits already. Fearless Beetle going for double again. Hype King finds yet another one as well. What is happening all around the map? Marca, they cannot even leave their base at peace as they're just getting decimated from these gunfires. All this power coming in from CCG is just forcing Marca to shut down. They cannot play at all. They cannot get out of their base. And now look at that, all the way down to the spawn. Where can Marca be at this point? Fearless Beetle. He's not stopping there. He's just going all the way in.
Yeah, he wants to finish the job. There should be nothing that MarcaRegistrada are allowed to take over into the next round. And CCG, they can literally give up all of their lives right now, except maybe one, of course. They still need the round win, but it wouldn't matter to them. The money, it's literally stacked right now. Icarus, the new recruit of CCG, currently with maximum amount of money he possibly could have had, 16K. Well, now there's some purchases, but the guy only has one death so far, and we've played 9 rounds, and CCG are about to hit double digits without having conceded a single round, and this could turn into a 12-0 scoreline given the trajectory of how this game is being played out right now. And what confuses me so far is MarcaRegistrada, they are just refusing to go for save. They're insisting on having a force buy every single round, and it's just not working out for them.
It's definitely not working out for them. And CCG, they're absolutely playing a very nice team play here. You've got to remember, CS2 is a team game. What Marca isn't doing is they know that CCG is rushing them every single time. They're not trying to set up a trap for them. They're not trying to play accord, like get those trades. Like whenever somebody takes a peek, maybe we lose one or two members, but we also take them down. Marca, it's not like they're not trying, but they can't because CCG every time they're rushing in with a unique style. They're not using the same position, same tactics again and again. They're always using those pop flashes to get inside. And Treehen, this man is absolutely
Oh.
dominant today. He's the first person to reach double-digit kills, and it's not only him on there right now. 14 kills for Treehen. And following up by Kraken and Fearless Beetle with 11 and 10 each, and Icarus hitting that double digit as well with 10 kills. All of the CCG members hitting that double digit marks in terms of kills, also the double digit score line without losing a single round. And it is just absolutely beautiful game by CCG today.
Yeah, if you take the knife round away from this game, we're only 16 minutes in, and CCG are already just 3 rounds away from finishing this. This would be quite literally the fastest CS game that I've ever commentated over, but at least one of the fastest, if not the fastest. And if Marker just are able to close some rounds out, but Rehan, he just doesn't want that to happen. He wants this game to come to a conclusion already, and he's drawn first blood to make that happen. There's one gone, and the rest of the players still smoked in. This circumstance has repeated itself so many times. Trehan continuing to dominate middle. There's absolutely nothing MarcaRegistrada can do about it. They've thrown everything. They've thrown flashes. They've thrown smokes. They've tried to cut him off. They're trying to double push him, and he just practically always comes out on top. And now, once again, with only 3 players left behind in the second last round of the first half, CCG are looking prime to get their 11th on board, as AMC is now left all by himself on an island and having to deal with 3.
It is going to be quite tough, but they are finding the kills. AMC's position is revealed in. Kraken knows where he is. Kraken will be playing the patient game over here, but he has Treehen on the other side, and this man is going absolutely ham with another 3K here. Treehen with this proving to be a quite a menace. 17 kills already and 11 rounds for CCG. And as you mentioned before, Marca, they refuse to save up anything at all. They just buy all the time. And they're just always gonna be behind when it comes to the gunpowder because they're always coming up with few Galils, with few SMGs, which is not like this equal amount, and CCG is sitting on top of a gold chain right now with the economy chain right now. As we head on to another round, Trihan, he is kind of he's I feel like Device's soul kind of got into him. The way he's opting today is just feels like that old Device who would absolutely just rush and dominate everyone. But this time around, AMC and Majestic able to find a few frags out towards the A side as they have infiltrated the B side completely. It's gonna be a 2v2 retake here. CCG are being contested at the very last round of the first half in the CT side here. Freehand, the last person alive, he's gonna miss out the first shot and he's gonna be taken out. So only one round taken by MarcaRegistrada as CCG goes to the terrorists, only requiring 2 rounds to wrap this game up. And one of them being the pistol round makes things much easier for us, Inflict.
If it is the pistol, that is, and it certainly would be the final dagger if that is the case. If CCG win the pistol round out, the game would practically be done because now Marca Registrada will, they're on the CT side. The economy is going to be absolutely terrible for them to be able to fight in the following round. So they are desperate. This is a do or die situation for them right now. They need this pistol round win. If they don't get it, they're practically done for in this game, and it would be the most dominant scoreline that we have seen so far being played out by CCG, and one that would end in their favor, which might be surprising to quite a lot of people, of course, and even including myself. I won't lie, given how their recent performances were, but this certainly is an impressive turn of events. The bomb planted, Hype King, he has gotten a trade out, but the 4 vs 4 and B1 immediately hopping onto the defuse. CCG trying to reclaim the area, but have lost 2 players already in the process, leaving only Treehand behind, and the defuse comes through. That's a 4K from Majestics, and the second round on board from MarcaRegistrada.
Marca Registrada just keeping themselves alive on that game. That utility kind of locking everybody in inside the donut, and despite having the bomb planted, they were not able to have any visions whatsoever on where the bombs might be, and the smoke just was completely menaced. And being on the T side, you were doing all sort of spams, but none of the bullets were connecting. And I saw one guy got even knifed because Majestic was inside that smoke, just being absolutely menaced there. So CCG is going to be losing out their second round, but it does not matter. They have opened up the A side once again, having all SMGs, all Mac 10s on their hand. They want to still play aggressive. They want to wrap this up quick as they're going to be going for the plant really soon. And now it's a retake coming in from the side of MarcaRegistrada. It is gonna be a hard retake as the smokes and all the utilities are blocking them out. Treehand finds one, and look at that. Kills are dropping every single corner. It's CCG attacking from every single corner. Bullets coming from left, right, and forward. Where are you gonna look? Where are you gonna defend? Where are you gonna shield yourselves from? Marca does not have an answer for that as they fall down, and a match point has been secured for CCG, even in the eco round.
Wow. Okay, that's gonna be a couple of rifles being picked up by CCG as well, and now timeout called in as Marker Estrada now have their backs against the wall with
And
no money to work with as well.
it's CCG who called the timeout.
It's oh yeah, it's CCG, CCG giving some time over perhaps, but they want to probably just close things out right now. Maybe somebody had to take a pee break or just a water break, so anything whatsoever. CCG, they have obliterated so far. Marco Estrada, practically no response whatsoever. There, one of the true round wins that they have is a pistol round win, and the other one was just the last round of the first half. Other than that, absolutely nothing across the board. And CCG looking in the perfect position to close things out because Mark Registrada, they have literally nothing to work with whatsoever. No utility. All pistols across the board with an exception of an MP9. So unless Majestics can pull off a miracle all on his own against those couple of M4s and Mac 10s, there's this game is practically done for.
This game looks like it's practically done for Majestic. It's going to be able to find one with the SMG. It's immediately going to be traded out by Hype King over there, AMC trying to find those deagle shots. Will connect one or two bullets, but that's all he gets. And now the fight with the Glock comes in. Hype King takes out B1 with a headshot here. All down to Medusa. Gonna start dropping his gazes here and there if he wants to take this battle, because it's a 1v4 situation right now with Medusa against the entire world. It feels like CCG are comparably very huge that we can compare them to the world right now. 12 rounds conceded, and that's gonna be the 13th there for them as CCG takes this dominant victory on Ancient. Pretty unexpected. I was hoping that they'd give us a better performance than the previous one. Maybe not 13-6, but they'd be able to secure more than 10 rounds this time. But it wasn't 10 rounds, it was 13 rounds, not in a way that it looked like it was close. I would say Marca weren't even close anywhere near CCG at this point, as CCG have completely dominated and obliterated Marca here and winning this game, giving us hopes for a better future. Inflict.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's just a lot to unpack that went down, and that opens up a lot of avenues for CCG moving forward as well, because they, well, if you take the bye win that they had in the middle of the season, they were on a 7 loss streak, and to come out swinging like that with a 13-2 scoreline, that's a statement, and a team that was rather impressive as well. Their stat line was, I believe, 6-4. So it's not a bad team at all. They actually have a far better scoreline than what CCG are withholding for the time being. But to blow them out of the water like this was something I certainly did not expect. And sure, they're not completely out of the game just yet. They're not completely out of the season, but they are in such a spot where they have to practically win every single one of their games. And at that point, it would still be a very close call whether or not they make it into the playoffs. So we're gonna have to wait and see what goes down. But before we do, there are a lot, of course, gonna be more games being played out. We are gonna be back on Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST, for our next game, which is gonna be
Oh,
against Redacted Society. So make sure you
look at
guys do
that.
tune in for that. And of course,
We
make
gotta
sure you.
give a shout out to this person, MVP, as we see on the screen. Trihen with the up inflict. You gotta give him a salute. The device of CCG.
Yeah, he certainly had an outclass performance. I mean, the guy was dominating middle all across the board. There was practically nothing that could have gone down against him that was working out for MarcaRegistrada. And of course, he was a massive reason why the game was so held together, so well handled as well. Because the as far as it came down to the A side, excuse me, he was dealing with middle and that side all by himself with that op. There was just so much pressure that he was relieving off of the map. And as we said, the Ancient is just a really big map, but it just felt like half of it was all coming down onto Treehan, and he absolutely certainly delivered. But that is it for today. We will be back again on Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. So make sure you guys do tune in for that, as CCG will be facing off against Redacted Society. But until then, this is going to be good night, ladies and gentlemen. So, and until then, sayonara.